Repo is a final resting place for this. Did you understand that? What happens of add and commit?
Yeah.
But then you'll say, Rajesh, why it is happening like that? Why we have to send to staging area and then from staging area to repo? So for time being, you can consider this as a temporary place where you will review before you commit finally, because commit is like a creating a committed history which you easily you won't get it. You will rewrite your history. So before you committing, see, first you write a code in the workspace. If you're sure about it, add in the staging area using the command git add, and then you review the code. If it is good, then only you commit. If it is not good, you can fall back this file to here or modify the new file and replace that. Make sense, all of you? So it's like a temporary review place where you can do the review. Are you able to understand that, all of you?
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is, okay, fine, I understand that what is the concept of staging area and workspace and all, but how do I know which file is in working directory, which file is in staging, and something which is already committed? So remember that the idea of the Git is nothing but whatever the files you have. Please hear me out. Whatever the files you have in the workspace, you should be committed in the repository. So if there is a difference between the repo and the workspace, you should see that. What file which is not committed, Git should tell you. So which command will tell you all this stuff? Git status. Look at this very carefully. In reality, I have file1.txt also, sorry, file1.java also, but it's not showing in the Git status. Why? Because that file has been committed already. That means there is no content which is there in the workspace which need to be committed from the file1.java. But file2.java, file2.jav, and file3.java is not committed at all. So where these files are? So if you look at this, these files are located in staging in a workspace area. Workspace means here. This is the one. How do I know that? Because Git is telling, hey, I'm not able to track this file. Please do git add. And the moment you do the git add, Git start well tracking. So can I show that git add file2.jav? I just did that jav one and see the status. I will see that Git is tracking and Git find out, okay, it's a new file altogether. And this is in working directory. This is in staging area. You see, unstage has come because this is in staging area and this is still not tracked. And now when you commit, then this whole files will get into the repository, which is a final resting place for it. Are you able to understand that? How do I know which file is in working directory, which file is in staging area, which file is already committed, no changes required and all by the Git?
Yeah, that is.
So did you understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, Git status. So remember that, yes, we have a working directory, staging and repo. Without understanding this concept, it's very difficult you to work on it, because you will say, hey, this file is there in working space, but why this is not there in staging, or this there in staging, why this not there in workspace? So you have to understand a little bit of work on it and get going. This will definitely help you. So guys, this is the Git basic workflow. So how do I add all? This is I added all the untracked file to staging. See here, and but I'm committing. If I commit like this, second file, second commit, then all the files which is in staging area will be committed. But I want to be selective. So this is the one. So only the Java 2 from staging will be committed. And you see here status file 1 and file 2 .java has gone and the remaining file is still there in staging area. Gone means it's there in the workspace and is there in the repository. So that is a confirmation. You want to commit everything. This is the third commit. Commit, enter, and see, now there is nothing in my workspace which is not committed in the Git. There is nothing in my workspace which is not committed in the Git. So, guys, all of you understood this workflow, basic workflow?
So Rajesh, I have a
Yes.
question. In the distributed model, which you explained,
Mhm.
where like
Mhm.
multiple people, like the developers, are working in
Mhm.
their own repositories, and if they don't send the file to the staging area or commit,
Mhm.
then how will that impact? Can you just touch base?
Mm, I do not understand this question.
Like for example, each developer is working on their own copy or the own file.
Okay, I understood now your confusion. It's not a question, it's confusion.
Okay.
Remember that I said very categorically, everyone in their own laptop do the versioning against your local repo. So when you say developer, that means only this is only you, not multiple people. So everyone is creating repo in their own laptop. That's called distributed model. And everyone is committing against the committing inside his own or her own local repo. So there is no multiple developer, only you. This is my laptop, and I'm committing all these changes from this is my workspace where I code. I staged it and I committed. This is the final resting place, which is inside these locations. Got it? So
Yes,
there is
yeah.
no
I thought
multiple
it was
people.
like multiple developers.
No,
Yeah,
no, no,
thank
no.
you.
One laptop, one Git repo, and you are the owner of it. That's a workstation. So now you'll say you'll think Rajesh, okay, fine. I will version my code, whatever code I write. I will version code in the Git. Okay, this is the way. Add commit, add commit, add commit, and all. I'll keep doing it. But how do I share my code with other people? How do I get other codes with myself? So that's the question you should ask, and that I will answer in some time. Got it?
Yes, thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Great. So now we have to do little bit reverse way also. So here if you see the flow is very simple. Write a code, add commit. Write a code, add commit. Write a code, add commit. So this you will keep doing all the time. But question is, how can I revert back? That means this locations, see here, these locations, I have a code, and this all code I have committed in the Git repository. Git repository. But I want to know, I want to get the history of code which was committed long back. Maybe this is the 3 commit, 1, 2, 3. So third commit is this one which I am at, but I want to get the first commit. I want to know what was there when I did the first commit in my repo. Maybe this you want to do from last 1 year, 1 month, yesterday, it's up to you. So, but I want to have in my workspace the commit the which I have made it on the adding first commit. Are you saying, are you understanding? I want to reverse way. Instead of committing, I want to see the history of the commit. Backward move. Are you able to understand? Hello?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah. So how do I do that? And for doing that, you have to use git checkout, and this particular version. So when you check out the older version of which you committed, actually older version of your source code from your Git repository will be populated in your workspace. Remember, there's only one workspace. Older version of code will be populated in your workspace. How? Look at this. So this is the default branch we always work on, which is called master. Okay, so earlier we were in master, and now you are having workspace code is here, and do ls here. So that's for the state of the first commit. Correct now? So now you want to see the state of second commit. So git checkout. So I'm asking Git, hey Git, give me the history. But I have only one workspace. So give me that. See here. And the only third commit which you have. Checkout master, which is the last one. And here it is. See. So not only you can add commit, check out also the old version. So that is that's the job you are trying to do. You are trying to version your source code, and same time why you want to version, because in future you might refer it. So check out. Clear all of you?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah. So guys, this is the workflow which you always work with it. Always remember that and start accordingly work on it. So now next question which I'm having is, what is the branching and merging model? Okay, what is branching and merging model? So now branching means what? So see, branching, we are hearing this keyword from last so many years. This is not something, the concept which has been introduced with Git alone, but is there from last so many years. So whenever we start the main code, main software, okay, so this is the main software, and we named it, we labeled it, which is in Git we labeled it master or main, and in Purpose we used to label depot, I guess, if I'm not wrong, depot trunk, and SPN also we used to call it something.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.